of the relationships now.
Yes. Well, Mr. Firzli, now with the challenges that Mr. Boudin has mentioned and the European Union facing more internal fragmentation and growing reliance on the external energy sources, how realistic really is the idea of European strategic autonomy in the sectors of defense and energy?
Well, to make a long story short, it's quite unrealistic for a simple reason, which is money. So today, if we look at the overall annual budget, the Pentagon, the US Department of Defense, America spends roughly $900 billion annually on defense, practically $1 trillion per year. If we look at all the rest of NATO, so what is the rest of NATO? It's maybe 22 or 21 European member states of NATO, including Britain and Turkey. So all of them together, their combined defense budgets annually is like approximately $340 billion per year. So already America today alone spends at least 3 times more on its annual defense budget than all the rest of NATO's members put together. So, of course, when they negotiate, unlike what President Macron and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said yesterday at the Munich Security Conference, they are not equal at all, because they spend a small fraction. So to make a long story short, when we speak about NATO, the Europeans, they would like to believe that because there are 22 European members of NATO, that they are a majority. Nothing could be further from the truth. NATO is essentially an American alliance with a tiny or small European appendix. And that is a problem. Why is it a problem? Until 3 months ago, if you looked at the dominant ideology, the dominant ideas of policymakers in Paris, London, Berlin, etc., they were very much aligned with America for a simple reason, that Europe has ceased to produce original political ideology for at least 40 or 50 years. So what do we have in Europe? To make a long story short, we have 2 kinds of political party: center-left Social Democrats or New Labour, and center-right conservatives. Both of them, the center-left Labour, Social Democrats, and the center-right conservatives, they have been importing their main political ideas from Washington, D.C. for the past 40 plus years. So they are no longer autonomous if you look at the way they view the world. The problem is with Trump's surprise victory 3 months ago, it was a big shock for Europe, because European experts were certain that Biden or Harris would win. So to make a long story short, now there's a big shift in America, because not only has the power been transferred from the Democrats to the Republican Party, but it's a completely different kind of Republican Party. It's a very sort of populist, petit bourgeois, lower middle class, nationalist Republican Party, which has nothing to do with Dick Cheney or George W. Bush. And the Europeans are in shock. Be it or Social Democrats or centrist, they are in shock, and they're having a hard time realizing that America itself has changed fundamentally. And of course, that change in Washington, D.C., it will percolate. It will have a huge impact. Like it or not, the Europeans will be forced to change.
Mm-hmm.